Behind, what's up? We finally got a Nintendo Switch 2. Day one release, of course. And look at this beauty. It looks awesome. It looks so beautiful. And I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. I'm so excited. I can't wait to unbox it. My fingers are feeling very ticklish right now. And I really want to dig them in to this beautiful cardboard box. Okay, let's get to it. First of all, I'm gonna be using this little Decepticon throne to unbox the Switch, because this is still a Transformers channel. And would you look at that? It's a box. Inside a box. Beautiful. So I would guess if you're getting the normal Nintendo Switch 2 without the Mario Kart bundle, you probably just get the inner box. The sleeve is only just for like Mario Kartiness, I guess. So the box looks very similar to the first one, if not a bit smaller. I mean, it's the most similar to the Switch OLED when it comes to the box design. But it looks so stunning. The Nintendo Red looks amazing. The render or the photo looks absolutely beautiful. And all this like tiny side details look awesome. Now let's flip out the butt plug. And oh my god. Now just this part of the box is worth every single penny. The Joy-Cons already look so gigantic. The screen looks insanely big, even bigger than the Switch OLED. And even bigger than the Steam Deck, which is so fucking cool. Now let's take this babies out. The Joy-Cons already feel very hefty, very quality, and I haven't even taken them out of the baggies. And oh my, the quality is so nice. They're very clicky, beautiful, and almost slightly rubberized, but not like cheaply rubberized. Like the plastic is kind of grippy. The inner part of the Joy-Cons also feels amazing. Let's listen to the buttons. All the buttons feel absolutely glorious. We're gonna skip the tablet for right now, but I can already tell I'm gonna love it. Now the rest of the box looks like a fucking mess. Look at this. Everything is just thrown around. But damn, the new grip without the Joy-Cons inside of it already looks so damn gorgeous. Okay, now we need to do the mandatory click. Let's listen. Ah, this is beautiful. I love the tiny bit of color poking through here, just so it reminds you it's not just black, but also colorful. The back of the grip looks very plain, but I know This will fucking slap. Next thing on, we have the cables. Oh my goodness. They finally decided to include a split brick and not just the default brick that has the cable connected. AKA, if you fuck up the cable, you can just get a new cable. Now let's see the speed. The speed is awesome. It's a 60-watt brick, which means the big ass battery in the Switch will charge oh so quickly. Also, the quality they used is very similar to my Samsung 45-watt charger. It's very hefty, very smooth, but still grippy. I've heard a lot of good things about the cable, so let's see if it's true. We need to undo the zip tie, and it's kind of weird to see a plastic zip tie in a product from 2025, whilst everybody is switching to cardboard and paper. And the cable feels very similar to the inbuilt cable of the previous charger. It's very flexible, which I really like, but it's still very thick, so that's awesome. Now let's see the dock. It already looks so big and oh so heavy. Let's check it out. And again, it looks absolutely wonderful. The nice grid pattern, like hole pattern on the bottom, is so it can suck up air and cool our system with an inbuilt fan on the dock, which I mean, that would be really cool on the first Switch as well, as it got a bit spicy. I'm sorry for the dog hair. No magnet sadly on the back for holding this thing in, but the clips feel plenty strong and fairly satisfying, even being doable with one hand. Now let's check out the ports. They include a HDMI and a USB-C, but I guess they got rid of USB-A altogether, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but still, you could, oh, never mind, I'm just very misinformed, I guess. We have USB-A on the side, which I love to see, which means you can have up to 2 wired controllers, or even more, if you use a dongle with a USB-C port. So overall, amazing ports, and we also should not and cannot forget onto this beautiful LAN port, aka fast internet, here we come. Now all of that said, let's check out this beautiful thing. The tablet feels so heavy, and it already has hair. Oh, it's my dog's hair again. I'm sorry. The tablet feels so heavy and so solid. Let's take it out. Oh my goodness. It is so big, but yet it feels fairly nicely sized. It doesn't feel too big like the Steam Deck, but we still need to attach the controllers. So let's do that now. First of all, let's see how the magnets pop out. Ooh. Ah, this is beautiful. Now, first of all, let's test out that beautiful hinge that is already so much better than the first Switches, but a tiny bit flimsy on the middle. Still great, but I would not want to yank on it too hard. maybe open it up right here. And now for the absolutely beautiful, orgasmically sounding Joy-Con tubes. One problem that I see people having will definitely be the glossiness of the display, as I can almost use it as a mirror. But besides that, it looks awesome. So let's turn this baby on. Oh, I love the addition of music in the background. I really miss that with my Switch and Switch OLED. I can already tell the speakers are much better than the Switch OLEDs, which had improved speakers. But damn, these ones feel so nice, so crispy. I can already say the 120Hz display really makes a difference. I really am not familiar with the UTC time code, so I think I'm gonna need to Google that. This should be the right one. Okay, let's pull them off. It feels so beautiful, so well made. I see I missed the little grips. We're gonna check them out later. We can check them out while this is updating. Okay, I would guess the little grips are inside this little box, in which we got the code, another pamphlet, this, so the user manual, and this, and the high-speed HDMI cable that you probably own like 5 of already. It is a bit more bouncy than the ones I own, which is much appreciated. Now let's check out this little mouse grips. They're packed quite funnily in a very long bag, but let's try to attach them. So we need to have the sliders outside. Okay. It is still magnetically attached, but so it doesn't like bounce off or something, you first need to put in the little nipple like this, and then it just snaps in so nicely. This is beautiful. The colors are also completely matched, which I really love. Update seems to be complete. System update complete. Got to love that. Now we will start the system transfer. And I need to scan a QR code. So I'm gonna set it up, and if there's any more interesting steps, I'm gonna bring you along. We have entered the code from the QR code, and now we can continue. and it wants me to connect to an AC adapter. Don't know why, and it doesn't show me my battery life. I guess I'm gonna do the transfer off camera as I don't have any AC adapters near me that I could plug in to my little setup right here. So see ya in a few. Okay, I finally set up the Switch and I accidentally skipped the launch intro. I'm so sorry. But yeah, the screen looks gorgeous. And the new icons and like the new system looks amazing as well. It is similar to the old one, but when you compare them side to side, it's worlds apart. The new one feels very clean, very beveled, very nice. Plus the little rainbow that goes around looks awesome. And it feels oh so snappy. And of course, it's still a touchscreen like it was. I'm currently installing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I will definitely buy the expansion pass to get access to the Zelda app and to get that beautiful 60 FPS gameplay. I really thought the size would be way too big because already the Switch OLED was on the edge of being too big for my hands. It's not as big as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still a fuck ton bigger than the Switch OLED. Not so much in width, but definitely in height. The screen is the same aspect ratio, but the bezels are kinda different than before. But yeah, the bigger Joy-Cons feels so good. The screen looks beautiful, and even though it's not OLED as the Switch OLED, the black background screen looks so much better. I mean, it's probably a new color. It's not the same color as on the OLED, definitely. But damn, they nailed it. So let's check out the user experience, huh? So looking at this, both look similar. But the Switch 2 has the new, absolutely gorgeous icons that have the little like rainbow pattern following them around to bubble them up. And it feels so snappy. The Switch OLED already felt dated when it released, but now it feels so much more dated. It feels like it came out 10 years ago, which it pretty much did. Not the Switch OLED, but the Switch normal or V2. It's still very nice and snappy. Feels awesome. But oh my god, the 120Hz screen is completely different. The controls are even more responsive, at least on the menu, because as soon as it hits that beautiful zone, it happens. On the Switch OLED, it has like a tenth of a second delay, or a bit less honestly, but here it's fucking instant. Also, listen to the sounds. Now the OLED. The OLED does have a bit more of a sharper sound to it. But the Switch 2 has that absolutely glorious clarity. Now, I really want to check out the eShop and see how that performs on OLED and on Switch 2. Okay, now that I managed to sign in, let's see which eShop is faster. In 3, 2, 1. Unsurprisingly, they were both very close to each other. The Switch 2 definitely was loaded much faster at about 2 seconds lead, but still, the Switch OLED is no slouch when it comes to the eShop, so you can spend your money even faster. As we see right now, the eShop has a completely different look, and it even matches your background. So if you have the dark theme, it's gonna be dark. If you're gonna have the light theme, it's gonna be light. That is awesome. Now let's try the ultimate scroll test. We're gonna go to current offers and see how much they struggle. I need to say, I absolutely love the new Switch 2 aesthetic of the eShop. It feels much less like a generic mobile eShop, and it looks much more console quality. Now, let's see. Oh, that's cool. It actually plays the trailer. Sometimes. I guess only for certain games. And another cool thing that I see, the Switch 2 has 2,740 games on sale, and the Switch 1 has 2,364, which means already we have much more options. Now let's see the speed. They both still lag, and I know I don't have the best internet in town, but it's not too bad. So, the Switch 2 eShop still needs some minor optimization, but it already runs so much better. So if the games are already loaded into the eShop, there's no competition. As you see, the games that were already loaded load instantly, as on the Switch 1, they take a while. I think I'm gonna get Acetate, as this game looked very fun when I watched a YouTuber named Pyro play it. So let's see how fast we can spend our money on the Switch. The purchases are nice, fast, and snappy. But now, let's check out some exclusives. I would guess most exclusive will be here, under the highlights. I am excited to try out Fortnite for the Switch 2, as I used to play on the Switch OLED a while ago, but the frame rate was barely 30 and the graphics were worse than my iPhone 16, which I know is a stronger device overall. I'm gonna download it already, just so we can get that started. I do like this kind of gacha style of the games loading into your Switch virtually, but I can see how that would get really annoying if you try downloading a bunch of free games or you went on a spending spree. You're gonna be stuck here for a while. One of the games I really want to buy is Cyberpunk 2077. It is very expensive right now, and I believe this is not going to go on sale for a long while. But honestly, I will almost definitely buy this game at some point, and I will definitely try to go for the physical version, as the whole game is on cartridge, which is really cool. Also, another really cool game here is Fast Fusion. It looks beautiful, and the Switch really doesn't have a ton of great racers, excluding Mario Kart of course, which we still need to claim the code. So let's see how hard is it to claim a Nintendo Switch eShop code on the new Nintendo Switch 2. I know on the OLED was very simple, and it seems it's gonna be the same here. I'm gonna blur the code so nobody says I stole it or something like that. So we have the code right here, and I'm gonna enter it nice and slow. And now we have Mario Kart World for much cheaper, as the Nintendo Switch 2 costs around 450 euros, and with Mario Kart it's 500. But even though it's 500, I would need to spend way more if I bought the generic Switch 2 with no Mario Kart, as the game is 80 euros. Also, another game I'm very excited to play on the Switch 2 is Elden Ring. It performed extremely well on the Steam Deck on medium-high settings on 40 FPS. So with the Switch being a bit more powerful, about 20 to 30% more raw power, I think that should work wonders. Also, the DLSS will make everything look a lot better than FSR, or at least a decent chunk for now. A bit of a switch in scenery, let's move out to the TV or the 2K monitor. So we put it in, wait about a second, two, and I forgot to clip it in. It's instant. The quality looks amazing on the 2K monitor, and I'm very glad I got it. Now let's check out the eShop, as I have a very interesting find. If we go down to the wish list, we can see that there is so many games that the Switch 2 does not support right out of the box. So there's some like big games like Mortal Kombat 1, which I wanted to buy, but I guess I'm not buying until they release a Switch 2 version. We have House Builder, which I mean, that is fine. The Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, on the other hand, I know it's a very fun game, and I am disappointed it's not already supported. We have The Final Station, which is probably my favorite 2D pixel game. It is so good, the story is amazing, and I love just the absolutely amazing vibe of it. And then we have Megatown Rainfall, which is just a god game, and that's about it. But like, I don't have much games wishlisted, I only have 40. And out of those 40, 8 is unsupported. But as we go past all the games that I still need to install, we are still waiting for Mario Kart World. And I'm gonna come back as soon as it installs. So see you in a bit. Alright, one more thing I forgot to show you guys is the mouse mode. And it switches so fast. We turn it around, nothing yet. As soon as I touch the table, the mouse appears. And it works pretty well. I do feel a bit of a delay, but it's very minimum. So from this first impressions, I can say with full pleasure that this console is absolutely worth it. It's amazing, the game selection is huge, and the build quality of the console itself is absolutely stunning. The screen is great. I know it's not OLED, but still the LCD they picked is very good. But then there's the price. 500 euros for a console that could get you a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, which are both more powerful consoles. Yet still, you cannot pick a PlayStation 5, take it in your hands and play games on it like that if you don't have the 250 euro Portal that is essentially a cloud gaming console that can connect only to the PS5. The Xbox has some streaming methods that you can use on your phone with a controller, but again, it's not native and it will never feel as good as native. If you have 500 euros burning a hole in your pocket, definitely get the console. It's great, it's amazing, you're gonna love it. The games, again, pricey, but if you had a Switch before, you probably have a gigantic backlog of games you can test out on the Switch 2 with better graphics, better performance, better everything. So, that's pretty much it. Tell me in the comments what you think about this amazing new console. Would you get it? Would you not? Is it too expensive? And tell me some of your hot takes. I really want to hear them. And as always, see you in the next one.